up next, I know this is a fight you want to talk about. We actually saw Kenney fight a few weeks ago and looked quite dominant in his performance. And so, now he's going to match up against Nathaniel Wood. And I know this is one you're excited about. So tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, so I think, the way the UFC structures their fights nowadays is we have this idea of like a prelim feature fight. And so that's what this would be. Two, what you would consider prospects nowadays. I think Nathaniel Wood, that English striker, people thought he would finish in his last fight, but he did go all 3 rounds, looked dominant all 3 rounds. I won't take anything away from him. So that's what I liked about him, mostly 4-1 in the UFC. But let's talk about Kenney, right? One of the most hyped fighters coming into the UFC. One of those guys that it's like your favorite fighter's favorite fighter kind of guy, People knew about him from the scene. And so I really liked the idea of him putting up that 4-1 UFC record as well. Merab Devlishsky, remember him? That was the guy that we saw absolutely ragdoll, Ray Longo's boy. I mean, that's his only loss in the UFC. And so I just think when you look at the skills, when you look at what Nathaniel brings to the table, as much as I want to see him succeed, and both these guys are great, I think Kenny's just going to be a bit more of like that old school dog. I think he's going to be able to put the pressure on in more ways than one. I think the leg kicks and the strikes that Wood's going to throw is just not going to do as much damage or as much offensive pressure as he would need it to do against a guy like Kenney, who's also more versatile. So when I'm thinking about these odds, I don't think this should be more than a -300, but I would give Kenney the edge of, say, a -190 to a -220 along those lines.
And you nailed it on the head. He's -185. Again, seems to be some value here for sure. We literally just saw Kenney dominate. So, that's something we'll look out for sure.
I'm going to say at that -185, I mean, we don't really do this as much as we'd like, but that's a line where we might have to very seriously consider taking that by the end of this video.
That's one I can definitely see.
I'm very excited about that line, Pies. Like, that one really got me thinking there. Because I've been really excited about these lines overall because of how much we've kind of watched some tape on some of these kids. And that Kenney fight, man, we've seen him fight. I've seen Nathaniel Wood fight, and I know what he does against kind of like that lower tier competition. And Kenny's a gamer, man. -185 seems low, so we're going to visit that very.
I was going to say, whenever Spooky gets a feeling like this, I wake up on Saturday and see he's a -225, -250. So let's avoid one of those scenarios and just take it early.